The San Francisco 49ers are going to kick ass and take names this season, and it all starts with head coach Kyle Shanahan.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Niners Now podcast, coming to you live on a Friday night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 o'clock Central, and 8 o'clock Eastern with my special co-host, Jess. How you doing, Jess?
What's going on, Beto? Happy Friday. This is the last faithful Friday of the regular season.
Yeah, the Friday before Fire or Black Monday, they call it for coaches. A lot of coaches are going to find their fate come Monday, so they got to do their A game on Sunday. But it is the last Friday of the regular season, moving on to the playoffs. Don't talk to me about no playoffs, to the late Jim Mora. We're in the playoffs. And for those that don't know or have been living underneath a rock somewhere, we definitely will be hosting all the games in Santa Clara as long as we're in it, because we have the number one seed. We get a bye. And initially, it looks like for some of us, or some players, I should say, they're getting 2 buys. Let's start off with that. How do you feel with the whole narrative of rust? Like Brock Purdy's not going to play, so the next time he plays a minimal game, it's going to be 21 days later. Blah blah blah. Are you more about getting healthy and getting your rest than it is rust? What's your thoughts on the whole process, you as a fan?
Well, it's not like they're not going to be playing football. They're going to be practicing. He's going to be throwing a football around. I mean, you can't rest everybody because that's not how the NFL rosters are shaped. You're going to see Trent Williams on Sunday. You're going to see George Kittle, Debo, B.A., Ray McLeod is back. You're going to see all those guys, and it's probably going to be a dress rehearsal like the third preseason game.
Yeah, it's going to be. I like to call it a late preseason game. Nobody's really going to put their. It's going to be very vanilla. This game, very very vanilla. People are afraid of Brock not be able to be himself because he's going to. Like you said, he missed most of the preseason, most of OTAs, most of mini camp because of the whole elbow surgery. And was he going to be able to play? Was he not? How was he going to be? What kind of quarterback was he going to be because of the injury? Blah blah blah. And the last I remember, Jess, we went into Pittsburgh, and our offense showed up. They were pretty much in sync, and so. It didn't show to me at all that Brock Purdy was bothered by that. And then fast forward, we go through our much needed bye during the season, and we come off the bye kicking the crap out of the Jaguars. And I believe that Brock Purdy probably had his best throw to showcase his arm strength. Remember when he stood up against the Jags, against the pocket? He couldn't move up. He just had to force the ball with his arm to Kittle, and he led Kittle into that catch, which he ran in for a touchdown when their safety fell down like a
Mhm.
dummy and couldn't catch up. So coming from that perspective, Jess, I don't feel that it's a big deal that Brock or Christian McCaffrey gets an extra additional week. And we know that Trent Williams and the other guy like Debo and Ayuk, they're probably going to play a half or, they'll be fine. We just got to keep our fingers crossed that nothing happens. But these guys are These guys are pros. This whole Russ thing. I know Steve Young came up with an article stating, in his own opinion, that he's pretty much against Russ. That Russ is real. And it might maybe, but don't you think we're playing in a different era from when Steve Young played of what we're doing today?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and he's not the only one. Like a lot of fans think like, oh, Brock will be rusty, the offense will be rusty, but I honestly don't think so. When we had the bye week, Brock didn't throw a football at all and he came back, firing at all cylinders. I know that was 1 week. But he also had the arm surgery. So I think any rest will actually be an advantage for him.
Absolutely, absolutely. Before we go further, let's go ahead and say hello to everyone in the chat. Let's go ahead and announce our viewers. We got Jason, Captain Niner, in the house. We got
Hey, Jason.
we got David McNiner in the house. We got Jimmy Perez in the house. And we got our beloved lady in the house, Red Jet Shao in the house. Royalty. Welcome to the chat, everyone. Absolutely. Listen, Jess, Brock will be fine. Brock has truly convinced me that this kid has ice in his veins. He's very well prepared. And let's be honest, even though he's not going to play in a game, it's not like he said in his presser, it's not like he's going to sit on the couch eating ice cream watching horror movies for the
Right.
next 3 weeks. They're going to be practicing. They're going to be doing things, cleaning things up that they need to clean up, working and getting on the same page with his receivers. So it's not like he's just, listen, if he missed what he missed before the season and was able to do what he did this year, come on, an extra week of rest. I just don't see. I just don't see how the rest can be. The timing is so good between him and Ayuk. An extra week off, I don't think it's gonna next year. Oh my God, they're gonna be off. But time will see. I mean, time will let us see what, if indeed it affected him or not. I'm not concerned about it. I think these guys will be fine going forward. Lamar Jackson is not playing either, so he'll have the same amount of time off than Brock. And
And you know what too? I think that it comes at a good time for the defense. Because, when we were going up to the bye, like they were really dragging, I thought. And it appears they're kind of like the same way again. So I think it comes at a really good time.
yeah, absolutely. I just want to acknowledge Tommy in the house. Tommy Huxley is in La Casa. We got Vatar Singh in the house. How you doing, sir? Hello, guys. Time to get our number 6.
That's right.
Jess, I don't know. What vibes are you getting? What vibes are you getting this year compared to 2019? At this time and moment of that season, of that year, what kind of vibes are you getting this season that you might have not have or might have had in 2019 as we headed to the playoffs and eventually made it to the Super Bowl? Do you get that same feeling, the same vibes, the way things have been going this year of making it?
Well, this should tell you what the vibe is that I'm already looking at Vegas.
Are you going to go to the Super Bowl?
Maybe not the game, but to
Okay.
actually like be in Vegas, that's what I'm looking at. So
But even that
that's
is sweet. And
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
hold on for a
So
second. I just want to
that
give you,
should tell you all you need to know.
I want to give you props for a minute. I'm going to give you a hand applause because you have gone to a lot of games this year for the San Francisco 49ers. You've been one of those Niner faithful that have traveled to multiple different stadiums to watch. How many games did you go to this year, and including Santa Clara, because that's an away game for you in a sense. So, how many games have you gone to this year? I lost count.
I've been to 6.
Wow. So
Um,
6 different cities. People got to
yeah.
understand the difference between going to 6 local games and going to 6 different cities. And I'm going to boast a little bit in your behalf, even if you don't. This lady has buku money. She may say she doesn't, but oh yeah, she does. Okay, I'm not saying she's Bill Gates money, but this lady does not stay at the Mobile 8, or she stays in the same hotel that the Niners stay. And I'm assuming that's what happened through all of the 6 games, right?
Which are actually very affordable. They're
All right,
very affordable.
I'm really curious. Not if you don't want to answer, you don't have to.
Hmm.
But how much you stay there one night or two in those hotel rooms?
Well, for instance, in DC, we stayed for a night and it was like a little over 200 for the night in the team hotel.
Okay, that's not bad. I'm looking for the
It's not
39. I'm
terrible.
looking like for the 39.99 deals, but
Of course you are.
she's like, it was a little bit over 200. No big deal. I'm like, shit. Yeah, I'm paying about 200 if I stay for the whole week at Motel 8. No, but all kidding aside, you were able to stay at these hotels with the Niners. I seen multiple pictures of you with Kyle Shanahan, the guy you don't like. What's his name? Kittle. Fred Warner. Multiple guys. I'm curious, and I don't know if the viewers are as well or not, but do you just approach them in the hallway and take a picture with them, or are they like? Is it a picture session where everybody just, because it doesn't look like they're sitting at a table. It looks like you're in the lobby with them. So how does that work? I've never gone to a hotel with the Niners are at, so I got no clue.
Yeah, I mean, if they're in the lobby or if they're on the elevator, you just ask them if, they, you know, if they could take a picture with you. And, most of them say yes. Some do say no. But you won't know until you ask. And, like, fortunately enough, George Kittle, like my favorite, Kyle Shanahan. The other night on my show, I told a cool story about meeting Kyle. Again, I asked if he can take a picture, and he came over and he goes, "Yeah, sure. I know that you were wearing the shirt with my face on it in Jacksonville." And I'm like, "You know who I am?" He's like, "Yes, I do."
Are you serious?
So it was kind of cool. Yeah, dead serious, 100%.
That is so cool. The fact that I mean, listen, I always tell people this. Coming, and I won't use you, I'll use myself. Coming from my perspective, I remember players. I remember situations that happened because I'm just remembering and I'm just seeing them. They're on their side of the spectrum. They're not just seeing Jess. They're not just seeing Beto. They're seeing hundreds of Niner fans each time. And for him to remember you because of the T-shirt, that's pretty cool. People say, "Oh, well, people do it." No, not when you're seeing a bunch of fans. And let's be honest, when you're that popular, sometimes not that they're trying to be disrespectful, but fans can blur in. Everybody looks alike in a sense. They're all fans, right? So when you can get pointed out and someone can remember something you wore, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and Jacksonville was back in November, the beginning of November. So as many practices as they've had already, the games that they've had after Jacksonville, for him to remember, I thought that was pretty cool. He's definitely a very humble guy, and you know, I love Coach Shanahan.
Likewise. Real quick, I just want to say what's up, David Corona in the house. How you doing, my friend? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, that's awesome. So these players are. I mean, these players are not stupid. They know that they're there. These are visiting fans. They're not in Santa Clara. They're in like you said, in Jacksonville, or you're in DC. So they know these are the fans that probably travel from other places. And I appreciate that the players acknowledge that, and they'll take a picture with you and with the other fans. That's totally awesome. And you can, I mean, you went to 6 games and you stayed at 6 hotels where they stayed. They can get familiar with Jess. Jess has that familiar face that, and then you can't miss the kiddo. Now, let me ask you, has Kiddo ever made any type of reference to any of your t-shirts of him you wore? Or
Yes.
outfits?
Also in Jacksonville, they were walking to meetings, and he stopped to say hi to me, my mom, my cousin's husband. And I said, I was like, I hope this isn't weird that your face is all over my shirt. And he's like, no, I think it's kind of cool, actually. So just things like that, like, is kind of cool, just to kind of have like a dialogue, because a lot of people are like, oh, can I have an autograph, and they don't say anything, or whatnot. So it's pretty cool to have, like, a conversation, because they're, at the end of the day, they're human beings. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing with that. Because a lot of us, I can't speak for everyone, but I speak for myself, have not had that experience. And obviously, if you go local games and you live in the area, you're not going to stay in the hotel. They're not even staying in the hotel. So they're going from their own home. So that's an awesome point. Let's see here. Red Jet has a point here. What did she put on here? She put Beto. Even the Motel 6 ain't under 200. Listen, you're probably right. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know when I stayed in the hotel. My wife has those. What are those timeshares?
Yeah.
I forgot what they're called. There's a R&B or something like that. So we stay at those. So we stay at houses when we go.
Airbnb.
Yeah, we stay at homes. That when we go out camping, we go. So we don't really stay at hotels because we'll take the grandkids and so forth. So I didn't realize that. Wow. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. Everything goes up as the year goes up. So if Reg is saying that Motel 6 is above 200, and you stayed probably at the Holiday? You stayed at like the Hampton, or what was the name of the hotel you stayed at, DC?
It was called The Hotel.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's level up. Hey, she is a
Thug Life certified.
I'm never. Wow. Okay, the hotel. That's interesting. How they have the Hiltons, they have all these fancy hotels, and but that's awesome. So I guess your rate was pretty damn cheap. Compared, honestly, I was thinking you were paying like $1,000 a night.
It was very good compared to some actually paid a lot more than I did. So
okay, let me read this real quick from Avatar. I don't know if I'm always, how do you pronounce? I don't know if I'm screwing up his name. How will you pronounce his first name?
Avatar.
Okay, but I say Avatar.
Not Avatar, not like the movie.
No, of course. He says, Ajes and Beto, this year we actually have a quarterback who can throw the ball across the Los Angeles LOS when it matters. Not like 2019, if Jimmy completes one pass, then 7 minutes remain, we win the game. Yeah, we were more run dependent on in 2019. I believe against the Packers in the championship game, he only threw 6, 7 times in that game, and the rest was runs. I don't know what was more embarrassing in that game. that Jimmy couldn't pass or the Packers couldn't stop the run.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but I'm so glad Brock Purdy's our quarterback. And what's up, John? And this is the way that this offense is working and producing is just amazing. And they've definitely had a magical season, and I look forward to it continuing. What's up,
Absolutely.
Melissa?
Real quick, my little sis is in the house. Royalty. Melissa's in the house. How you doing, Melissa? God bless you. Hope you're doing great. Hope your 2024 year is started off well. She's an amazing viewer. She supports so many content creators. She loves to support people, and she's just an amazing person. So I just want to give you a shout out, Melissa. Thank you for popping in. We got John in the house that just came in. What's up, John? Good to see you, my friend. We got my brother from a different mother, Mr. Knives himself, 49er fan 26. What's up? Welcome, welcome. We got the president of all content creators, in my opinion, Mr. Brian Cope. How you doing, sir?
Bryant was actually really happy because I took a picture with Jake Moody. So I sent that to him and Tony Culp, and they were fired up.
Really?
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Brian Cope played. He was a kicker, I believe, in high school when he played football. And he is a huge supporter of special teams, particularly comes to the kicker. And he is one Jake Moody supporter. So that must have been amazing that you sent that to him. That's nice of you. Look who it is. My brother from a different mother, Eric, Bay Area baller, 18 is in the house. What's up, Eric? Good to see you, my friend. Listen, next year, if you guys play fantasy football, I really encourage you to play fantasy football with Eric. Eric is a great commissioner, had a great league, and he did a great job. And I'm not saying this because I'm the champion of that league. Thank you very much. But hey,
Don't let him in anymore. Don't
you
let
want to
him
know what's
play
funny?
anymore, Eric.
What's funny is I did not change my quarterback. My defense scored me -1 point. My quarterback was hurt, and I didn't change him. And I had a receiver that, and I still won. So I'm like, yeah. And he's sending me out. I guess I don't even know this. He, I guess, bought or made, or I don't know, a chain, kind of like the one you gave me that I won from your show. But I can't really read out what it said. But I don't think it's a 901. I think it's more like fantasy football champion or something. So,
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was. I didn't even expect that. So I just want to give Eric kudos for that. Maybe, and I'm going to contact
That's a good
Eric.
idea.
Maybe next year, some of us can all pitch in and get a nice trophy, and we can give it to the winner. We'll see how it works. And I want to support Eric and his league. I do a league of my own, and I do it for money and quite a lot of money.
Well, yep.
So I'm always concentrating on my league, not only because I'm playing in it, but as the commissioner, I want to make sure everything is right. Nobody's complaining, because I don't know about you, Jess. When money's involved, people can get funny in trades. People can get funny in who you're trading to. You know what I mean? And so you got to be on top of all of that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we, it's definitely people that I'm close to in my league. It's not just like random people or anything like that. So it's a good group. Next year, you got to come in mine.
Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't invite me. I thought
I did.
No. You meaning?
No.
You're my co-host. You're my friend. We talk on the phone.
Let
me get off the camera. I need a moment. No, I'm messing. I'm messing. Eric says the championship chain should have been delivered to. Oh, I have not.
Ooh,
my wife usually gets the mail, because here we're in a gated community, and we're in a gated community. So The mail is like in a station where everybody goes and gets their mail, so it's not delivered to each house.
Wait, hold on. You're talking about expensive hotels, but yet you live in a gated community.
I didn't say I can't afford things. I just said expensive hotels. Pay attention.
Yeah, whatever.
Listen, I pay a lot of money for my mortgage, but I haven't seen a cop in 7 years in this area. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's because a bad thing would be like if you need one, are they going to be around? But it's so quiet and it's really protected by security around here, so it's kind of nice. But
excuse me.
oh, listen, I seen your deck. Shut your mouth, okay? My house is probably nowhere near close to yours, so stop it. This lady deck is beautiful, and the scenery to that from that deck. Oh my goodness! She sent a picture of herself on that deck, and no offense to Jess, I didn't even see her. I saw the beautiful of the deck in the background, and I'm like, oh, there's Jess. Just kidding.
Yep, figures.
You got a beautiful house. I mean, at least from the deck part. Big
Thank
backyard. Look who it is. Oh, I feel lucky today. Oh, my day is about to turn around. I got my girl, Mariah, from 49
Wow, you are
Faithful
so
Lee.
behind on the comments.
I'm always behind. I keep forgetting to make you things where you can do it.
Yeah, because we'd be all caught up already. Because I see some like really like good comments.
Help me out. You just sit there and listen. This is Jess. I am drowning. My arms are flapping. She's holding onto the life raft, and she's like, "You should have told me to throw you
Hold
the
on
life raft."
tighter, you'll make it.
Yeah, throw me the damn life raft. Forget about what's up, 49 Reminder. What's up, brother? We got Carcass in the house. What's up? We got my niece, my lovely niece in the house. Royalty. Ma Lopez is in the house. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Just listening. I appreciate that. We got Crazy Guy in the house and his Dallas Cowboys. I'm trying to skip through some of these because I'm trying to catch up. My fault. But I don't want to miss somebody's good comments and the process of it either. Crazy Guy says, as a Cowboys fan, I'm pretty satisfied with the number 2. You got no choice. You got no choice to be satisfied with the number 2. We got the number 1, baby. So enjoy number 2. And if you guys lose to the Commanders, on Sunday, I'm going to crack up. You're going to give that right back to the Eagles. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. I think the Cowboys can afford to make 3 mistakes and still beat the Commanders. But if you lose to the Commanders, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Red Jet Shell wants to know if anyone knows where to get the giant light up 49ers chains. I might have a website, so if you want to DM me on Twitter, I can share that with you.
Do you watch Jesse Naylor by any chance? His show?
Jesse Naylor?
Yeah, Second Chance Sports.
Last Second Sports? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm
sometimes.
He has a back.
I knew exactly what you meant, though.
He has like a neon of his logo in the back. I can reach him out. I'll send him a text on his phone, but I wonder where
I
he
have
got
one of
that.
those too.
Do you?
Yeah, I just don't. It's actually in front of me right now. So if I actually move
What do those
everything
things
around,
run? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know. It was a gift,
Oh, okay.
so I'm not too sure.
Got you. Did I bring this one up already?
But I think if you go on Etsy,
who?
Etsy,
Oh,
the
yes.
website, ETSY.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget. Maybe later on you can just send it to me because.
Okay.
Yeah, I am not. All these websites that people know about, I got no clue. I just go to Amazon. That's how old I am. I'm an old fort. Let's see.
All right, I'll send it to you.
Thank you. What did my boys say? Give me a second. Let me get rid of this right here.
I don't know. If you make it any smaller, I won't be able to read it either.
I read it's just fine. Is it, guys? Is the text small? Trust me, it's
It is
big.
small. It's small.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay. I think she needs glasses, but we're not going to talk about that. Hey, does anyone know where I can? Okay, I just read. You just. Hey, I am definitely behind on that one, wasn't I? Shut up, Jess. Shut up.
Hey, slow train today.
Oh, you know what? Let me just go down. Otherwise, I'm going to be in trouble. Let me see here. All right, Jess. Let me make you happy. Hold on. Jess can't see these. Let me fix this for Jess.
You can't either. There you go. That's better.
No,
I feel like I'm at the eye doctor.
On my screen, I can see it perfectly fine.
See, Mariah even said that it's small. Thank you, Mariah.
All right. Hey, who am I? Hey, I've been married. By the way, my anniversary is coming up next month on the 8th.
Oh, yay.
30 years. So I've learned
Wow, God bless you.
Yeah, I learned how to listen. Yeah, so women are smarter and men are not. And my first 15 years, I was arguing that point. Not no more. I will be lost without my wife. Let me tell you, lost. Babe, you know where this? It's on the table, above, behind this, behind that, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Oh, I can't find my watch. It's and I'm like, yeah. So props to the ladies for the God gift of not only being smarter than us, but having the patience to deal with a lot of us. God bless you guys' heart. Especially if somebody's married to Tommy Huxley. That woman deserves an award. I'm kidding, Tommy. Tommy, I love Tommy. But I can imagine Tommy as a husband, bro. I'm like,
What's
All right,
up,
so
Carcass?
you guys can read the comments again, right? Let me bring a big one so you can read it. Can you read that?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, Beto, I showed off your beautiful patch last week on Nothing But Niners. You deserve all the love and credit, big bro. I haven't forgotten about the jersey. I've just been very occupied, and I'm not selling jerseys no more. See, I used to sell jerseys when I was talking to Melissa. I don't sell them no more. Something happened. I'm not gonna get into it, but so it's a little harder for me. But I have not forgotten. I have some extra jerseys here that I will be making contact you with, Melissa. I have not forgotten. It's just that I haven't had a chance to deal with it, but I got you, girl. David Corona, Don Dotson, my big sis or my little sis, because I'm pretty much old. Welcome. Let me catch up with these comments because I'm gonna get fired. Angel in the house. What's up, Angel? Says I've been reading on ESPN that Deba, I think you meant to say Debo, wants to play Sunday. Do you think? Stop! Don't make fun of him. What?
I'm not. I'm actually laughing at you. I'm laughing at you.
Nice. See, that's an intelligent woman right there. My ass, you're laughing at me. Do you think Coach will let him or sit him and rest? Debo went on the Kay Adams show that he comes every Tuesday, and he already said he's playing. And let's be honest, I love Kyle Shanahan. I do. Great coach. Great. Well, I want to say great coach. Great offensive mind coordinator / good coach. And I'm not going to debate that right now, but that's my opinion. But the boy can be a little player happy coach. It's like there's times to be a dad, there's times to be a friend. And I don't know if Kyle can separate those. He lets a lot of players dictate what they want to do, and he'll kind of run with it. And I think if Debo wants to play, Debo's going to play. Now, that does come with an extent. Let's say Debo wants to play for the whole game. That's when Kyle puts his foot down and says, nope, you're playing a half. But our quarterback, which I don't mind him not playing because I don't want him to get hurt. The kid's making like $2 an hour. What is he going to say? Coach says, you're not playing. He said, like, okay.
It's hard. It's hard to sit everybody. There's
you can't.
There's not enough players. You can't.
You're right. It's not about being hard. You just can't.
Right. So just like we said before, like I could see them playing, I could see them playing for like a half or even a little bit less.
Real quick,
Oh
there's
boy.
clowning and making fun of things, and and that's all good and fun. But there's also being knowledgeable of football, right?
Yes.
Hector, no disrespect, my friend, but Cowboys own the whiners, like you called us. Just remember that.
How?
Exactly. So
How do the Cowgirls own the Niners? How?
that's what I'm saying. There's talking smack and doing your trash talking, but to make assumptions like that, it just makes you look stupid. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it does. It makes you look like a moron because what you're saying is coming out of your emotions, not of knowledge. We have beaten you 3 times of late, 2 of them in playoffs. We had taken your chances of winning a Super Bowl was snubbed by the Niners 2 times. And then we put 42 to 10 on you guys in week 4. Please, and we have 5 Super Bowls as you, but we got 5 first. So maybe now, if you want to say you guys owned us in the 80s, there's an argument to be made there. I'll hear you out. But if you're talking about now, I don't know how. But that's
Well, I'm gonna be nice, and Hector, if you would like to retract that statement in the comment section, we'll allow it. Um, we strongly advise you to do so.
look at his own boy. Another Cowboy fan, crazy, just tells him, Hector, don't get too cocky. Listen to your own fan base, bro. I mean, listen, if you're going to trash talk, go for it, Hector. You want to talk bad about my Niners, go for it. But try to do it with facts. Try to deal with facts and then do your thing. But when you say something that is not true, I don't know. It just
He just
doesn't.
he said, "What are you talking about? We are the Cowboys. Get it right." Huh? Interesting.
You're right. You are the Cowboys. And that's the way the Niners see it. They're just the Cowboys. We kick their ass every time we play them.
Exactly.
So you're actually 100% correct there. You are just the Cowboys. What is it? Hey, partner, how's the cattle? I named them Daniel Jones and Sam Howell. Okay. And then Tommy, which is my boy, he don't talk about the Niners with no facts because he'll come at you. 42 to 10, Hector. We mud stump you clowns. And this is the type of reaction you're going to get when you make a comment like that. So I don't know. It's you got to be smart, man. Got to be smart. So real quick, the game against the Commanders kind of started a little slower than we wanted to. We did play that Monday. We did have an emotional loss to the Ravens. We had a short week, and then we had to go cross country to a different time zone to play the Commanders. Even if the Commanders, as bad as they are, they're still a professional football team, and you still got to factor in that we were emotionally had a loss. We had a short time to prepare, and then we had to fly cross country. So, were you surprised that we started slow in that particular game, Jess?
Yeah, a little bit. I know it was cross country and, and stuff like that. But we finally got it together. And especially in the second half, I mean thank you, Melissa. With the second half adjustments. Steve Wilkes has been making the best second half adjustments throughout the season. I don't know if you recognize that, Beto, but he's just been awesome.
Yes, he has.
Um, yeah. Yeah. So and it turned out to be a good game. It really, I know we beat them 27-10. But it was really cool to see, George Kittle, went over 1,000 yards. Brock Purdy became, the franchise leader in passing yards. So it was a really cool game. We got the number one seed. Thank you, Cardinals. Good stuff.
Yep. Most definitely. One of the particular plays that I liked in that game was the last touchdown that made it 27-10 from Brock Purdy to Brandon Ayuk. It definitely was not the play that Kyle called. You can see that it broke down. Pressure was coming towards Brock. Brock had to spin out to his left and maneuver with his feet and the legs, and he was able to get out of a possible sack. He could have threw it away, but what did this kid do? Like a 10-year vet in his first year as a starter and second year as a quarterback, he directed Brandon Ayuk. You saw the finger pointing to get to the spot that he wanted to throw to. This is not a second-year quarterback. It's definitely not from a seventh round last draft pick in the draft. This kid is playing like an all-pro quarterback, and he threw it and got that touchdown. This is why Brock Purdy is a Pro Bowler in his first season as a starter. This is why Brock Purdy has now achieved the record of most pass yards in a single season over Joe Montana, over the great Steve Young, even over the great, underappreciated, in my belief, Jeff Garcia. The last time we had a Pro Bowl quarterback was 2002. Let that sink in. 2002 was the last time we were able to see a quarterback in the Pro Bowl. Not only did Brock make it, but he's the starter. It's him, Dak, and then Matthew Stafford, if I'm not mistaken. But if you were looking forward to seeing Brock in the Pro Bowl, I'm sorry to bust your bubble. You're not going to see. He's not going to be there, right, Jess?
Yeah, no, none of the Niners are going to be there. And you know what? There's a lot of alternates from the Niners as well. And, we have a much bigger game to be preparing for.
Yeah. None of the Niners is going to be there because they're going to be playing for something more meaningful than a Pro Bowl appearance. But the fact that they were nominated to the Pro Bowl, we had 9 players. Now, I don't know about you, Jess. I don't know about you guys in the comments. I don't know if snuff is the right word to use, but I think they did Brandon Ayuk dirty. I think he did a lot good to be in the Pro Bowl. What's your thoughts on that situation with Brandon Ayuk?
Yeah, he deserves to be there. But it just, puts a chip on his shoulder and, keeps it moving.
Absolutely. Melissa has a question for us. She says, Jess and Beto, do you see Jawan Jennings questionable playing a bit to knock off rust? Forced to play all 4 coming off concussion because others are sitting. What's your thoughts?
He's been limited this week after being out for 2 weeks. I don't know if he plays. I would actually be surprised if he played. So I guess it's like wait and see, but the fact that he's been limited and he's just really getting back into the groove, I would be shocked if he played on Sunday.
Let me ask you this, Jess, your honest opinion. We as fans want to see the Niners beat the Rams. We as fans want the Niners to sweep the NFC West 2 years in a row. Mm-hmm. It's an accomplishment for us to brag about, to talk smack to the Ram fans. What it is. It's fun. But this game, truthfully, is meaningless. My question to you, Jess, and to all the guys in the chat, you guys could answer too as well, and the ladies. Do you think Kyle cares less about beating the Rams and shutting them out, sweeping them, more than he cares about injuries? I know the actual answer based on what I just asked, but I want to get your thoughts on it. What's more important to him, not playing player. Who cares if we lose? I don't care if we lose 48-10. As long as we come out of there with no injuries and we have our eyes focused on the prize, or do you think he wants to win to keep his team in that trajectory of winning and beating the Rams? What's your thoughts? I know it's a loaded question.
Well, you could still dodge injuries and want to win the game. You know what I mean? Being the type of person I am, I'm competitive. And obviously, the 49ers organization are competitors, including Kyle Shanahan. So I don't think they're just going to go in there expecting to lose. They're expecting to win this game and, hopefully get out of there with no injuries.
Yeah, absolutely. Melissa says that Greenlaw, Lenore, and Ayuk were mega snubs. Listen,
I
I don't
agree.
know how Bobby Wagner got in there. And this is not me hating on the Seahawks. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't either. That dude's old.
Yeah, well, I cannot believe you said you don't believe he should be there because he's old.
He's not the
Did you
same
say
player.
because he's old?
No, but he's not the same player. That's kind of what I meant.
Okay. I'm going to let that slide because I'm old. Wow. He's way younger than me. But I know what you meant. He was very
for a football player though.
He was
you know what I
very
mean?
good against the run this year, but I don't know. He made it in. Some of the corners that made it in are kind of questionable. But we did get 9 players in, and we got to look at it that way. Brock Purdy, McCaffrey, Juice on his 8th Pro Bowl, straight 8th Pro Bowl. We got, this is off my head, Williams, Fred Warner. I love to see our corner, Shavarius Ward in there.
Mooney Ward,
Mooney
Trent
Ward,
Williams,
Trent
Fred
Williams.
Warner, Kyle Juszczyk, George Kittle, Brock Purdy.
We got Nick Bosa and Javon Kinlaw in there.
Nick Bosa and Javon Hargrave.
But I said Kinlaw, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Kinlaw wishes. Yeah, Hargrave.
David Corona wants to know what happened to Jason Verrett. He in practice yesterday, he went up for a ball and he came down on his shoulder. So he needs rotator cuff surgery. So he is out for the season.
Oh, man. I read this earlier. I completely forgot. Thank you for bringing it up, David Corona. I read this earlier, and it's so sad, man. I know people want to say he's a walking glass and blah, blah, blah. These kids, these men try so hard to do their job, to get injured. He can't seem to
catch a break.
Yeah, it's not like he's made out of glass. I know it seems that way, but when a cloud of injuries is over your head, it's hard to shake off. Mentally, it can mess with you. He just got signed. The last time he played was in 2021. He had the opportunity to play and help us in the playoffs, and to get hurt like this, I hope he has a strong mind, because this is it can be very devastating mentally. You're trying to make it work, and it's just the football gods don't want you to play, and it's sad, man. It is sad, and I truly, truly feel bad for this guy. I know a lot of Niner fans were clowning on him, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, man, he does not want to get hurt. He was trying to do his best to help out the team. He just can't catch a break, like Jess said. So it sucks to hear that. It truly does. Melissa says, trash talking, one thing. They were being trashy. Artists hate trolls. Just getting, some words I'm not going to repeat, but wanting to pick a fight. Percy is in the house. What's up, Percy? Welcome to the live podcast. Let's see here. So, what are 3 things you want to see the Niners do against the Rams in a meaningful, unmeaningful game, particularly coming from Sam Darnold as one of them?
Just keep the offense moving. Keep it gelling. And I'd like to see the defense, just I know Carson Wentz is going to be out there, but just to see the defense, the whole team just to gel.
Well, Melissa, calm down, girl. Calm down.
Thug Life certified.
Thug Life certified. Listen, Kinlaw has been balling. Kinlaw's another one that hasn't caught a break with injuries. He's been hurt. This year's the first year that he's been playing healthy from his knees. The pressure's off him. He doesn't have to be that number one guy that everybody depends on. Hargrave took over that spot so he can come in rotation and participate and help us defensive line. He has been balling. But so if I was a little harsh, I apologize. I meant to say that compared to Hargrave, he's not that good, but he has been balling, and I wish Kinlaw. I personally think Kinlaw will be back with us. I don't know if another team will sign him. I think he'll come back at a reasonable price. We'll see what happens, but he has been balling, and I'm glad that his injury is behind him. Hopefully, he can stay healthy and doesn't become another Jason Verrett, unfortunately.
You know who I'd like to talk about? I'd like to talk about Eric Armstead.
Okay, lead the way.
Because are you concerned?
Yes and no. And if I knew more details, maybe I can give you a different answer, but I don't. Mm-hmm. Last year, he missed a few games, and he was able to come back to the playoffs and play through the whole playoff. Is he, because I watch his podcast, and Eric Armstead has his own podcast called Third and Long. If you guys didn't know that, check him out on YouTube, Third and Long. He has his own podcast, brings players on there. It's pretty cool. He doesn't talk too much about his injury. Maybe he can't, I don't know, but he doesn't seem like he's struggling. I think they're just being precaution with him. I think the Niners are so much depth in the rotation of that line that they want to make sure that he is ready to go in the playoffs. Now, if the first game of the divisional playoff comes around and Mr. Armstead is not playing, then I'm concerned. To be honest with you, I will be 100% concerned if he misses that playoff game. But right now, based on the teams we were playing, best on the how many players depth we have in that front line, I'm not too worried about it. I might have a different answer though once the divisional is here and he's not out there.
Yeah, I feel the same way. If we don't see him out there for the playoffs, it's definitely a cause for concern.
How you doing, Rosie? Welcome. Time me out all you want. I'll still come back. Okay, I don't know what is going on in the chat. Sometimes, I don't know. Do you know what's going on with Rosie in the chat, Jess?
I have no idea.
Yeah, let's see. Let me backtrack a little bit. I don't think, is anybody talking to Rosie? Or Rosie just, or is she directing it to me? I don't know. Well, Rosie, I honestly, I don't know how to respond to your comment. I don't know if anybody's disrespecting you in the chat, which I'm going to say I doubt it because everybody here are people that I know. They're pretty cool. But if there is someone, let me know. I will assist you the best that I can. But I don't think you're muted because if you were, I wouldn't be able to see your comment. But if somebody's bothering you, please let me know. Carcast says, well, this is aging like milk. I have Puka Nakua starting in my championship game. I always get his name wrong. But this kid is special. I hate that he plays for the Rams, but I can't take away how awesome this kid. The Rams, damn it, they hit a jackpot on this kid. This kid, people are telling me, well, how do you know he's not going to be, if he's not going to get worse next year? He's not a quarterback. This guy's a receiver. If he can catch, that's all you need. You need from a receiver. Can you run routes? He can do all that, man. They got lucky on him and that running back. I hate to say this, but the Rams are a good team right now, or playing good at the right time. They're a dangerous team. I don't know that. You know what? I don't know about you guys. That first wild card game, if everything stays where it's at, the Rams will be visiting Detroit for a chance to advance in the playoffs of the divisional round. How exciting would that game be? You got Matthew Stafford, who got drafted by Detroit, and you got Jared Goff, who was drafted by the Rams, fighting against each other for the opportunity to advance. I think that's going to make good TV. What's your thoughts on that, Jess?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a good game. As far as like calling the Rams like dangerous, I don't know about that. I think they're peaking at the right time.
Well, that's what makes them dangerous.
No, I don't think so.
They listen, in their run game, they're very balanced. They can run the ball, they can pass the ball. They're very balanced. Listen, I love my Niners. I am more of a football guy than I am a trash talker. So I have no problem giving kudos to a team that I don't like. I can even give kudos to Dallas, and I can't stand the Cowboys. But I do acknowledge how they're playing, what they're doing, what I see on film. And this is the most balanced team that I've seen the Rams have since Gurley was back there at running back. I got to give Sean McVay kudos.
Would you say that you're afraid to face the Rams in the playoffs?
No. I never said afraid. I said they're looking dangerous. No. Can we lose to the Rams? Absolutely. Am I afraid? Am I afraid? No.
Are you afraid of any team?
Yes. I'm afraid of the Niners not playing well. I'm being honest. I'm afraid of the Niners that played against the Ravens. I'm afraid of that Niners. They came out flat.
I hear it.
But you know what? Listen, talking about that loss, now I'm not going to talk too much into it, Jess, but sometimes losses are blessings in disguise. Sometimes as players, you can have a lot of ego. We're bad. We won 6 games, or everybody's in the media saying that nobody can beat the Niners, and you start feeding this, right? You start listening to this narrative, and you start feeding your head. Yeah, we're invincible. Yeah, until somebody kicks your butt, right? But when you lose a game like this, it humbles you. It makes you look at it through a different lens. Now you're looking at it like, whoa, we're good. But if we're not in our A game, we can get our butts kicked. Let's get rid of all that machismo. Let's get rid of all that pride, and let's get back to the fundamentals and handle our situation. I think if you remember in 1994, when the Niners made their Super Bowl run, the last Super Bowl run with Steve Young, they got embarrassed by the Eagles 40-8. And Steve Young was pulled by Seifert, and he was pissed. And they never lost a game after that. My point is, sometimes you need a wake-up call. And the Ravens, they acted like they won the Super Bowl in that game. You see them with the dancing on the sideline, taking pictures. They acted, at least in my opinion, that they won the Super Bowl in that game. And they may come in, if we do come in and play the Ravens in the Super Bowl, the Ravens might come in with a big old, we're the guy, we kicked your ass last time, you should fear us, blah, blah, blah. And that can hurt them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely did act like they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And when you pump your chest, pride falls before pride, or pride before a fall, something like that. We'll see what happens. But I am not afraid of playing anybody. Listen, we turned the ball over 5 times. 3 of those were flukes. I mean, they were lucky. I cannot guarantee we're going to win the Super Bowl if we play the Ravens. But what I can guarantee is we're not turning the ball over 5 times. I can guarantee that. It just won't happen. It's not going to happen. At the end of the day, the Ravens beat us. You can't take that away. but they beat us by 14 points with 5 turnovers. My question that I've been asking anybody that wants to debate with me on that game is, and I'll ask you, just not the debate part, but this question: if the Ravens were to turn the ball over 5 times against us, do you think we would have won by 14 or more?
I think we would have won by more.
Because we're the better team, we execute better. We had more yards than them. We were playing better than them.
We have more firepower.
But you can't win games when you lose the turnover battle. You turn it over 5 times, they turn it how many? 0. Mm-hmm. When that happens, you can't, or once, or something like that, but you can't win that way. I guarantee the Niners are not going to do that again. And people are like, no, are you afraid that Brock Purdy's going to get blocked? Those same blocks won't happen again either. Kyle Shanahan is going to scheme him in a way that he avoids those particular throws. Now, I want to see the Niners throw more on the outside hashes. I know that the cream and butter for Brock is in the middle. And the thing about the Ravens they do have is 2. Matter of fact, they're both going to the Pro Bowl. Both of their linebackers, Raquan and I forgot the other kid's name, they're both going to the Pro Bowl. They're great in the middle, and this is why we struggled. We got to find ways to throw outside the hash. I know that Brock can do it. I just don't know if Kyle doesn't want to show his hand into the playoffs or into the Super Bowl. There's certain things. To me, I felt that he held back a lot, for one. Kyle wasn't coaching for that game. He was coaching for a later game. And that later game possible for the quarter. That's just my opinion. Number two, I feel that Kyle wanted Brock to win that MVP and wanted to see how he can throw more with him. And then by the time he realized, oh shit, this is not working, let's get back to the running game. Things got a little bit out of hand, faster than we wanted to, and we kind of went from there. I don't know. Those are just my speculations. I could be 100% wrong, and I'm okay with that. I just want to say welcome to Brandon. Jess, we've been here an hour. I just got a phone call a call that I got to take at 6. Is there anything you want to finish the show with?
No, just everybody, just keep enjoying the ride. Our season isn't over yet. Our last regular season game is on Sunday, and then, we got the big games coming, and go Niners.
Real quick, which game this weekend are you looking forward to see the most?
I don't know. I'm kind of going to be tuning into all of them, really, just flipping through, just
I want to see
what's
that
going
Miami. I want to see that Miami and Buffalo. That's an interesting why. If Buffalo wins, not only do they win the division, but they make the playoffs, obviously. If they lose, it's not just losing the division. They might not even make the playoffs. That is what's crazy.
And apparently they were saying on the radio that 52, it's in Miami, but 52% of the fans are Bills fans that are going to be there.
I want to see Buffalo in the playoffs. Josh Allen is too good enough for it. If he doesn't make the playoffs, you're going to have 2 quarterbacks that are mega superstars not in the playoffs. You're going to have Joe Burrow because of the injury in Cincinnati, and then you're going to have Josh Allen not in there. Yeah, that's not going to be good for football. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining in at the Niners Now podcast with myself and Jess. We want to thank everybody in the chat. You guys were amazing. Appreciate and love each and every one of you. Thank you for the support you give this channel. Make sure to follow Jess as well. What is your YouTube channel that you come on every Wednesday that you can go and follow you if they're not following you already?
Yeah, go on YouTube. East Coast Red and Gold podcast. We're on every Wednesday at 8:00 p.m. Eastern, 5:00 p.m. Pacific. We're working on some things. Come through, say hello, come and join us, and like and subscribe.
There you go, guys. You heard it from her. Make sure to follow her. Make sure to support her. She has a great crew over there. They bring amazing guests. Even when they don't bring guests, they have amazing topics. Everyone in that group is very knowledgeable of what they do and what they say. You can learn something. Make sure to follow them and give them a like. Everyone, God bless you. Good night, and we'll see you next Friday, God willing, at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Peace.
Go Niners.
Go Niners.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,